record high of 1.9 lakh crores. Manufacturing PMI at a 4-month high of 57. Exports surging 14%. Foreign reserves at an 11-month high. Car dispatches up 13%. Coal production up 9%. Retail inflation at an 18-month low of 4.7%. Tax filings at an all-time high. Sensex surging all-time high of 63,000. GDP surpassing all expectations at 7.2%. Terrible. Modi should resign. हो क्या रहा है इस देश में? No, Rahul, I speak as a layman. At a start, I must clarify, I know as much about the economy and economics as Dr. Mehrotra, but to be honest, no, sorry, I meant Sanjay Jha. The fact of the matter is, do I see the glass as half full or half empty? And here I must clarify that I see it today at least as half full. My seeing the glass as half empty would mean two things, that things could have been so much better had the Modi government continued with the reforms and had the courage to install the reforms that it did, but then buckled. I talk about the farm reforms, I talk about many other things. Privatization should have happened with breakneck speed. It hasn't. Only Air India is the only example. Disinvestment, yes, but then again, PSUs are buying PSUs. But over and above that, I think the fact of the matter is that, and by the way, can I also congratulate my good friend Dr. Subramaniam of having joined the IMF and not World Bank, because World Bank got the estimate wrong by 1%. Yeah. They said India is GDP is going to be 6.2%. So congratulations on that front. But it is Dr. Subramaniam's IMF that actually says that 83% of India's labor force, I think 515 million, are employed in the informal sector. So all the data that we have must come from formalization. Now it is also nobody's grouse because SBI has come up very late. I don't know how trustworthy that thing, whether it is peer reviewed or not. They're saying that the informal sector has shifted, or the contribution to economy has shifted by or reduced by 20% in the last 8 or 9 years, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing.
But still, Dr. Subramaniam would have to explain, I urge him to explain that how do we reduce this 83 to 90% of our labor force employed in the informal sector, because until we do that, I'm sorry, India would always be a case of missed opportunity.
Yeah, of course, one step at a time. Let's first get into this debate about whether the doomsayers got it wrong. I think that's what we started out with, and I just want to draw your attention, viewers, to a tweet the Prime Minister has just tweeted. He's looking at these numbers himself, and he's tweeted, and he says, the growth figures underscore the resilience of the Indian economy amidst global challenges. This robust performance, along with overall optimism and compelling macroeconomic indicators, exemplify the promising trajectory of our economy and the tenacity of our people. Yes, viewers, and let me tell you, and what really hurts me is when top leaders go abroad and they talk about a divided India where only prejudices pervade in all corners and people are at each other's throats because there's a lack of trust. Now, viewers, an economy wouldn't be growing if there was sectarian strife constantly. And I want you to know, viewers, how hollow this is. This is an economy that is moving and taking along everybody, irrespective of their caste and their creed. And the reason I'm saying it is because the Economic Advisory Council has put out a working paper, and it says, and it's called A Secular Democracy in Practice. Now, there are several indicators. Our first set, it says, of results relates to households' access to electricity. Goes on to say, even though we observe significant gains across all the religious groups, the most considerable improvement in target achievement was for the poorest 20% of the Muslim households at 71%. It breaks it down. Bank accounts, regarding access to bank accounts, here again, the biggest gain was for Muslim community with a target achievement of approximately 77%. For different social groups, the target achievement was highest among the OBCs at 75% and above 70% for the ST and STs. Access to mobile phones. Here again, viewers, among the Christians, Muslims and Hindus, the poorest 20% of the households had a target achievement of more than 30%. It goes on. For the religious clusters, the highest target achievement was in Muslim and the Hindu and Muslim clusters is 37 and 33%. Access to toilet. And it just gives you water on premises. Let's talk about water, viewers. This increased marginally for both communities by 2019-21. For Muslims, it increased by 5%, while for Hindus, it increased by 11%. We also noted that 2015-16, 63% of the poorest 20% of households in the Muslim community had access to water on premises, while for Hindus, it was 41% in 2015-16. This increased marginally. So you have a lot of these indicators, viewers, which says that this growth is inclusive, which is really what matters, Sanjay Jha, because your boss keeps going all over the world and he talks about the breakdown of social structure.